Hello, and welcome to this MNT Assistant video on patient basics. I'm going to be creating a new patient and inputting their insurance information and physician information and diagnosis information and medications, and then be going over the rest of the things we can do with sessions and surveys in other videos. So, to get started, you want to click on the Search tab here. That'll bring up all the different tabs that you can search through. And so we're going to want to create a new patient. So we're going to click this New button right here and click New. So this is creating a new patient. So the patient actually has not been created yet. We have to click Create to do that. And so we have to type in their name and first name and last name and date of birth. So we can either just type that in or click on this little calendar button to do that. Okay. And then put in their gender and their marital status. So we'll need these bold fields to send a claim. We'll want to do that later, so I'll have to enter that information in. Okay, put in their address. Okay. Alright, so now I have all that entered in here, and I'll click Create. And I can put any of this other information in if I want to also. Custom fields, email, fax, etc. And then I can also see some reports here. I have the information report, which is just basically a report view of all the information we've entered here, and snapshot and statement, and I'll cover those in later videos. So I'm going to click on the History tab. And the History tab is just a place for you to put information of what the patient has done in the past as far as medical nutrition therapy or diabetes self-management training. So you can click on here if they've done it in the past, when it was, why they did it in the past. And then down here you have learning issues. This is if your patient has disabilities and things like that. You can record that here. And for us to do that, we have to click Edit first and then Save to be able to enable this and then save it. So then we'll click Insurance Information. This is the patient's insurance information. So this lists the different insurance companies that the patient has and their insurance number. And so we click New. And this is the insurance company and their health insurance number and other information. So we have a drop-down list of all the different insurance companies in our database. And if we don't find it, then we'll click Not in List. I'll do that. And that'll allow me to add an insurance company. And you can type it in here. But if you want to send it with, send the insurance company claims electronically, you're going to need to have a payer ID. To do that, you need to click this little binocular button. It's a list of all the insurance companies with their payer IDs, and it defaults to your state. And so we'll just take that out and go to OR, which is Oregon. Click Search. It lists all the insurance companies in Oregon. And so I'll click this HealthNet Oregon. Okay. And so now we have all the basic information in here, just the name and different info about them. You can put in their address if you want to. You don't have to. But you probably would want to put in their phone number if you want to call them about any issues you might have with claims. And so we'll just type in a phone number here. You can get this off the patient's insurance card. Create. And we can do it, have any reports here that we want to see what insurance, what patients or this insurance company has, labels for every insurance company, and then just the basic insurance information here in a report view. So now we have that insurance company attached to this patient, so then we'll put in their insurance ID number. And then that's all we really need. We can put in other information like their copay. Let's have a $15 copay. And we put in their group or FICA number and put in their insurance plan if we want to. And then the subscriber. So this is if they're dependent and they have a parent or somebody else that is the main insured person on the plan, then you'd have to select them. By clicking this binocular button, it'll open up a list of your patients and you'll select them from your list of patients and then put in here the relationship to the insured, if they're a spouse or a child or other. So we'll click Create. So now we've created this insurance company and patient, and we can click Check Eligibility to see if this patient's eligible for reimbursement through claims. But before I click that, I want to put in the patient's physician and diagnosis information first, and we'll come back to that. Okay, click back, and that lists this is the insurance and insurance number we just created. So I'm going to go down to the physician. So there's no physicians or referring physicians attached to this patient, so we'll click New. And then we have the physician information up here. And to select the physician, we click this little three-dotted button here. And this will list all the physicians in our database by clicking Show All, or we can search for them by name if we have a lot. And right now we want to create a new one, so we'll click New. It's new patient, new physician. So put in their first name, last name, and then the specialty. And these three things are required to create a physician. So whether they're a full primary care physician, internal medicine, and put in, he's got an MD. And then we'll also need an MPI. And by clicking this button, this will open up a link to a web page that is like a national provider search web page, and you can look up their MPI here. And once you have it, you come back and you just type it in here. Just type it in, it's a 10-digit number. Then we click Create. Created this physician. We have more information we can put in if we want to, and then we could add a note if we want to. So exit that. Okay, we have that physician entered in for this patient. So now we have a referral date. So let's say it was referred a few days ago. I can just type it in and then click Create. And then if I want to, I can add a note. And then we'll go down to diagnosis. So now we have the referring physician. We can go in and create a diagnosis. And by clicking New here, and so we have a physician. This is the physician that we have attached to this patient. So those are the ones in the drop-down list. We'll select it. Or you can click Self-Referral if you self-refer this patient. And then we'll click this three-dotted button here to select the ICD-9 or ICD-9-10 code. So this pops up, and then we'll type in the code. So I just search here for it, and then select it. Okay. Comes in here. And if there's a max allowed per year by my insurance company, I could type that in here and click Create. This patient has this diagnosis. And then we have the Medications tab, and this is just basically to keep track of patients' medications. So you can put this in your notes elsewhere or here. It's just a nice place to store it here. And this will be in any patient reports you have. So you can either type it in manually, the drug, or the active ingredient, or you can look it up in the database here. So we'll look it up. And Cymbalta, so that puts in the drug and the active ingredient. We'll put in the dosage, and then how often they take it, once every evening. You can put in the start date, when they started it, and then if they ended it, you can put in the end date and a note if you want to also. Okay. And that is the basics of putting in the basic information for a patient. If you have the patient fill out the enrollment survey, then most of this information can already be inputted through that online. And we'll cover the rest of the stuff in other videos. Thank you so much.